Hello everyone, I'm Renown Zero. We are back again talking about, of course, Ethan Van Sciver. And there's another individual that apparently he's such a big guy in comics, except none of the people that are actually fans of comics that watch me know who he is at all. It's interesting to me how he decides to go out and attack an indie creator, and he truly believes that art isn't subjective. It's like, buddy, art is subjective. It's why I called you a tourist. It's interesting how you don't understand how sales work in the comic industry, and supposedly you're in the comic industry, which is what I say about Ethan Van Sciver, who wants to sit here and talk about waning sales, yet he doesn't understand how characters in comics actually work, even though he's been a veteran apparently of the comic industry for, I guess, 30 plus years, like he claims, which is hilarious to watch. But we're going to take a look at something he decided to say. Of course, the Gooding collection is obviously done, but you can, of course, purchase cover D for Gooding on the Ripperverse.com website. The limited covers are obviously out of stock until further stock is established, but as of right now, it's completely out of stock, and they have to account for books that are damaged and things of that nature. But I like to also promote my usual things like Blade Devil 2, Chains of Blood. I absolutely enjoyed the first book. I think the second one is going to be even better than the first one. I got all the covers because I enjoyed the first one so much. I want to further support the creator, and it's interesting that people who don't watch anime, don't like that manga style type of artwork, don't understand what this actually is, and they think it's something completely different that it isn't. It's weird to see. But if you want to get in on Blade Devil 1, you can go over to Sick Fox Studios, Unlimited on Indiegogo, and pick up the book for just $10. There's also Phenomenova by Vaughn and Coleman, looking very nice. They just passed the stretch goal of 15K, combined with the Fund My Comic, Kickstarter, and Indiegogo to get the mini print of this right here. There's also going to be another trading card of Dark Cloud by another artist, which is going to be awesome. I think it was the winner of the art contest for Phenomenova was the person who's going to be doing the artwork. So there's 5 different covers to choose from. Obviously the main cover, the Sakisha Ray variant, the Final Fantasy VII cover, the Irene Strakovsky variant, and the Buzz cover. And this will be a mini print free to everyone who backs this book. So get in on that while you can. Heroic Tales #1 is already funded on Fund My Comic, but it is trying to get its goal of 1,000 on Kickstarter. Has a different variant, its own Kickstarter variant, straight down here. If you want to take a look, is this is the black and white, and this is the actual Kickstarter exclusive variant for this, but you can also back it on Fund My Comic, which I will leave links to all these campaigns down below in the description. Now let's get into the video, or the topic, or the video clip that we're going to be talking about. So it's, of course, Eric puts out a new short box, an ISOM themed short box. Obviously the beautiful artwork for that box is created by Ken White, who has created a cover for every single Ripperverse book thus far, including Horseman, and I'm sure including Bloodruth, that will be coming out later this year. I faithfully believe that the Horseman collection is going to drop this Friday, but don't take my word for it at all. It's just my theory based on some responses that Eric has put out on Twitter. So we got EVS, who is apparently floating this idea that ISOM lost his cross on his outfit, which is very hilarious that even, Eric July himself had to correct this dummy with this picture here. If they look closely to it, they would see the cross is still on the character. He wants to say that, oh, and now it's an axe. It's like, bro, the logo has been around since you've worked on this book. You've worked on the ISOM 2 cover. It's been around since then. So for you to sit up here and willfully be ignorant to this logo is absolutely hilarious to me. Let's get into it right here.
ISOM Collector Short Box. Is there no logo on it? Like, there's no ISOM logo?
Is there no ISOM logo? It's right on top of the box, you dummy. Like, I don't understand how you're that stupid. The ISOM logo is literally on top of the box. It's on the cover of the box.
What is this here? ISOM. Oh, that's the logo. They changed the logo on his belt.
That logo has been around since ISOM 2. They were on bookmarks that were given for free with your purchase of ISOM 2. Maybe you should ask Shane Davis, considering he bought his own cover after crying about it when he got a huge commission, I'm sure, because $100 is definitely going to hurt his pocket after getting a huge commission for doing cover C of ISOM 2.
Oh my god, dude! Hold on a second here. See that thing on the top of the box? Listen, around here, we do a little detective work.
You don't do any detective work because you seriously think that this logo just popped up out of thin air when it's been around since ISOM 2.
Now, one of the things that, we've noticed, one of the things that we learned about the ISOM trademark lawsuit, nobody brought this.
The thing that came of, nothing came of it. And a bunch of you idiots got BTFO'd because you actually thought something was going to come of it and nothing did. And I was correct on that when I said it was going to be an absolute nothing burger. I did a live stream when that was a thing. And I said it was going to be an absolute nothing burger.
What's up yet? Nobody said this? Oh my god. Yeah, look at this. He lost his religion. The cross is gone.
The cross is literally on the logo. The cross is literally on the logo, you dummy.
Now an axe. It's now an axe.
It was never an axe.
Did you guys already realize this? I mean, I listen, I haven't been paying much.
Yeah. Apparently he hasn't been paying much attention even though he's been doing trash casts. He's probably on like 90, 92, almost 100, where he's literally crying about Eric July every single stream. But apparently, even with all that hate watching and pocket watching, he still failed to realize that that logo's been there since ISOM 2.
Much attention. But we do know that, like, there are some results of the conversation, the sit-down conversation, some changes that have been...
Literally the only change that has happened with ISOM is the fact that they had to put a disclaimer at the bottom of the website saying that it is not affiliated with the ministry. That is literally the only change that has come about that lawsuit. Just so people can differentiate between the two, even though it's very hard to believe that people wouldn't know the difference.
Forced on Eric July for the lawsuit settlement in order to separate their two brands. ISOM, the character from the Rippaverse, and ISOM, the International School of Ministry, which is a wonderful Christian organization full of lovely Irish Christian people.
Says the guy who literally has a logo for All Caps Comics of a character saying something terrible about Christ.
Who are spreading the word of Jesus Christ and the gospel across the entire world. I mean, even to Africa. Even to Africa, dude. It's amazing. They're spreading the...
But it's funny how your channel members are dumb enough to believe that the cross is gone.
The word of God to Ethiopia. You know? Why was the 3-year-old Ethiopian kid crying? I don't know, I guess he was just having a midlife crisis. Boom!
No, he got upset that you broke a chair on Pop Culture Crisis. That's why he got upset. The little kid got upset because you sat and broke a chair on Pop Culture Crisis because of how huge you are.
Boom. No. Cross is gone, guys. It has now been replaced with an axe, and so now we know one of the things that right Eric was told to do.
This is from the short box. This literally, the cross is right here. EVS is literally retarded.
In order to separate their two brands. You guys, because you guys are smart. You're not, hypnotized.
No, they're pretty dumb. Your audience is quite dumb because they listen to literally every word you say. Don't do any research. Don't do any fact-checking. They just listen to literally anything you say.
Weird sheep. Like, I don't know why people feel so inclined to defend this garbage. It isn't good. You guys know that, of course, some changes were made upon Eric July.
It's so bad that many people were already clamoring to buy this short box. And yet, the short box will most likely sell out just like the first one. And yet you're sitting here upselling figures for a comic that isn't out yet that costs more than a Cyberfrog. And as I already stated in a rant that people seem to enjoy, a side character, which LG, shout out to him, he pointed out that a side character outsold 3 main characters that you put out. 3 books based on main characters that you put out. Outsold every single one.
And this must have been one of them. I'm fascinated by this. Absolutely fascinated. I know that.
I'm fascinated how slow you are. I'm absolutely fascinated at how slow you are.
You guys are too. So one of the things is you're not allowed to make it look like he's a Christian superhero anymore, because it's going to make it look like it's our guy.
The cross isn't like a copyrighted symbol.
Which is weird, because isn't he? I mean, we were like wondering exactly. Oh my God! Wait a second here. Even funnier.
It's really funny how stupid and slow you are. It absolutely is. And you sit up here and accuse a customer of your Rainbow the Brute book of clout chasing. Someone says, quote, "I don't have any action figures, dude. I'm trying to make them. Back to campaign." This was what you said right here, I believe. Is this you smoothing the feathers you ruffled with your review of the Wrecked Planet HCB? How soon you forgot? I can't afford to make action figures and give them away, dude. It's a ridiculous premise. Enjoy your clout. It says, yeah, 2020, 2021, now 2024 to 2025. Still no fulfillment. Sure, once I get this and the 5 other campaigns I'm waiting on, I'll give it some due consideration. You should just make them. Send everyone you've kept waiting one. Expected 2021, my arse. A freaking action figure as a mea culpa, and then sell the rest. That's how you build, quote, brand loyalty. That's how you smooth ruffled feathers. You're burning your fans. And he says he got the executive briefcase edition of Rainbow the Brute. Which at the bottom he says, he doesn't have any action figures. Dude, I'm trying to make them. Back to campaign. He says, it's now July 23rd, 2024, and you're not including the action figure? Where's your pride and self-respect? I'm embarrassed for you. This is the person who backed your campaign at the highest tier, by the way, to get everything. To get one of everything. And apparently you can't include it, is what he's saying. It's just understandable. You're trying to fund your figures, even though you lost money on the Cyberfrog figures of our actual, more popular IP, considering Rainbow the Brute is really an unknown IP for you. That's
now,
what that is.
Now, in his defense, it is...
Now, this is, Shane calling out the writing of John Malin in Omega Storm and Godlike.
Now, in his defense, it is different in a novel versus a comic, because you're able to show, not tell all the time. You're able to actually show.
Well, that's just another way of conveying information.
Yeah,
I don't care how you do it.
I know. I'm helping him out of his ditch. He's digging a little bit. There is a difference, but in the end, we still have to tell a story, Eric.
Interesting how that works. And of course, Vito puts out this absolute terrible strip of Super Killer. Hashtag win a Super Killer. This looks like trash. It sounds like trash. I've already read this. I'll read this live tonight, just so everyone can see. And I say Vito just continues to prove me right when I said the script of Super Killer was dog water and will be trash. Hashtag win a Super Killer. But then this individual here decided to put out this statement and say this apparently needs to be spelled out for those who think Ethan Van Sciver and Eric July are on equal footing. They're not. Eric July is focusing on his business and actually putting out comics that people care about, while Ethan Van Sciver is sitting there 4+ hours a day on his trash cast, quote unquote, his spite podcasts, complaining about other creators. At this point, it would seem like Yellow Flash's comic will come out before Cyberfrog 3. Especially considering that Yellow Flash's book will be finished before the campaign launches for it in October. EVS is a 30-year comic book pro who writes and draws who now does YouTube. Who cares? July is a YouTuber who is in his 30s, decided to write with bad results. Yes, the so-called bad results that nailed him $3.7 million and then had $2.3 million for the second ISOM, which people have still sold. Obviously, still sold more than any Cybercuck book. Right? And it needs to be said that people are actually clamoring for Salvage PI to have his own book. So supposedly bad results while people are clamoring for a book that he wrote in the Ripper zine. As well as more ISOM, more Yaira, and more Alpha Core. And then created Gooding based on fan feedback. But let's continue. It was only his large number of YouTube subscribers which got his comics great initial interest that's now waning. Yes, his, at the time, 509k subscribers that apparently all bought ISOM number 1. I'm pretty sure a majority of the people that were watching Eric July were there for the social political commentary. not his comic books. But then you want to, and of course, Tyler Carpenter from Draw and Talk Comics says, "Welcome to Indie Comics, where the people who get to decide is drumroll the audience. Stop putting creators versus creators. Let readers and backers decide who they want to support, and let them be okay with it. It's Indie Comics. Everyone is on equal footing." It's interesting how he continues to go on. I actually say to him, "We already know the truth about clowns like you who feel Eric July didn't deserve what he earned while grinding for 18 plus years on YouTube, breaking into multiple entertainment ventures. EVS is a washed-up comic bro who got outdone at his own craft and his crappy business practices that fell flat when the guy who literally has stated he is not competition gets the soy boy so butthurt that he has gone full mask off so many times. Then clowns like you claim waning sales exist like the comic tourists you all are. Tourists. Yet you'll sit there and not keep that same energy with EVS, who has waning sales, while Eric's latest project does better numbers than EVS's last 4 campaigns, and he has millions of dollars worth of unfilled products. EVS does." But it says, "They do decide, dummy, and acknowledging a battle within independent comics of those who give a damn for the quality of books and those who don't should be important to every serious artist, at least any worthwhile." Now this, of course, was after, he said that art was subjective. Somewhere down here, I can't find it right now. I say, "You make it so easy for me to not support you. Your constant attacks on creators simply for doing it better and staying out of the drama are laughable. Quality in art is subjective, or are subjective. From what I can see in the indie comic space, more people know of Tyler than you." And here it is, where Tyler says, "Quality is subjective. The consumer gets to decide. Welcome to the free market. There's no battle. Just upset people with too much free time." And he responds with, "You're hopeless." And he says he's doing fine, which he absolutely is. Behemoth says the entitlement is off the charts. It's childish, honestly. You have this individual who just always saying random nonsense. You also have, Dax Herrera over here talking crap with his "you're too stupid to judge art." And I'm just like, congrats, bundle of sticks. I'm sure you can complete 500-piece puzzles in over an hour with the help of the woman who most likely is pegging you. Beta male. I already read that. You also had this individual who has a late book, by the way, where it's called Johnny's Law, that's delayed but not stopped. Which books? The new ones he just started shipping yesterday? Or maybe the original work of one of DC's hottest artists? DC superstar artists, perhaps? Sit down. July 27th, he hasn't shipped any books out till today. Like, what are you going on about? Seriously, what are you going on about as you continue to sit here with your delayed book that looks like garbage? If this is what it looks like garbage. But he also goes on to state, "I'm offended that alleged fans of Eric July presume to give him the same standing in the comic book industry as longtime comic book pros like Ethan and Sciver," and I posted about it. Who cares? You could be a longtime pro and still get outdone by a rookie. "These alleged fans have swarmed my post with as much invective as their limited imaginations can muster, and I had to point out to them the one constant in their replies. That even though they know that no one likes Eric July's writing of stories, which is false, you claim that's true, but it's not. You're saying falsehoods and you're lying, but that's beside the point. Because none of them who claim to like it talked up the writing and story I have in hundreds of videos and live streams and tweets, but of course 2 seconds of research for a small-brained individual like yourself couldn't do that. In the many opportunities they had in their responses to me, if you enter comic books, you had better be prepared to be able to tell stories worth telling." He has. That's why people keep wanting more. If not, you had better be prepared to be called out for it by those who actually like comic books. You're not one of them. And here's one of the latest responses I got from an alleged Eric July fan who didn't bother praising July's writing and storytelling because he can't in my reply. "Those who want to inspect my comic book work get it here." So again, it's one of those things where it's like you put down another creator and then try to raise your own self up while being an absolute a-hole. And this is the type of crap y'all do all the time. This is literally nothing to do with Eric at all. He's just saying, "Wow, your work must be awesome. I can't wait to inspect it. I'm sure it's going to blow my mind." And he responds by saying, "If you had a mind, it would." So you're antagonizing people, you're insulting people, and you're supposed to be selling a product, and yet you're sitting here insulting potential customers. That's the problem I have mostly with clowns like you. You sit up here and try to antagonize people, and you push away potential customers with your attitude, your absolute nonsense that you put out on the internet. But you also had this individual saying Ethan Van Sciver had a history promoting PDF files where Master of Geops. In 2018, Ethan Van Sciver promoted a book called Little Girlito by PDF files Slick Jimmy Love, who was later caught with thousands of questionable stuff on his hard drive. He says, and this person says, I'll go a few steps past that and show everyone how much of a boomer you are and shows how much you don't know anything about anything you're complaining about with your dead channel. He says, I think that adults that watch cartoons, read comic books, and attend anything ending with con are PDF files. I also think homos and are PDF files, so hate me if you wanna. If you're in that camp, then you know where I stand. This isn't gonna get you any fans at all, because this just shows me that you don't know anything about what you're complaining about or even talking about in this statement. You literally don't know anything that you're talking about in this statement. Not a dang thing. Literally nothing. Literally nothing. You're not talking about anything. Where is it? Somewhere down here. This one. This individual says, this would have been all over if the Ripitards didn't try so hard to rewrite history. Yes, definitely doing that, even though I've been part of this since the beginning, and I have literally have archives of everything in videos, so you clowns can't rewrite history. And this person says, Air July fanboys are not comic book fans. Only support him because they are low IQ and he knows how to say something to unleash them on those who bought his stuff. And when simply had a negative view, they attack and he blocks. He's a scam artist. Yeah. Yeah, the guy that's giving me every single piece of product that I've ever bought from him is definitely the scam artist. See, it's also clowns like this who don't understand words. They don't know the definitions of words, and they just spew whatever nonsense they have to because nobody will... None of the clowns that have low IQ like him will do any research. They'll just sit up here, spew garbage, and then, of course, the people that know that person, or the people that watch these individuals that are complaining about Air July, they don't do research. They just sit up there and believe anything they're told because they're a bunch of sheep, as EVS claims that they're not. So at the end of the day, it's all hatred for no absolute reason other than black man bad and black man successful and doing it better than them. And like I said, Eric would be the rookie in this case, while they're the supposed pros, getting outdone in their own craft by a rookie. So that's all I got for you guys today. Thank you all for checking out this video. I really do appreciate all the new subscribers, returning subscribers, new viewers, and returning viewers. If you do like the video, hit the like button, comment below what you feel about all this, subscribe for more content, hit the bell for notifications, set the bell to all. That way you'll get a notification anytime I post a new video or live stream. And I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.